Hello, welcome to Invictus Porsche. We've got a Porsche 911 991 Carrera S. This is the 991 generations which were produced between 2011 to 2015, and I'll give you all the reasons for why you should perhaps buy a 991 and why this 991 Carrera S. The 991 series was the third time that Porsche designed a 911 from the ground up, completely nut and bolt. I mean, this has got everything different to any other generation. Aside from the 997.2, because it shares the same engine technology, which is called the direct fuel injection engine, and it shares the same engine capacity, the 3.8 litre engine. However, the 3.8 litre engine in the 991 produces 395 brake horsepower, as opposed to the 997.2 Carrera S produces 380 to 385 bhp. But this also produces more torque. This produces 440 Newton meters of torque. Additionally, this now has the 7-speed PDK gearbox, which is basically fitted and purposely built to serve the 991 generation. This is just a little bit of the info in terms of the history of it and why, perhaps just from these raw facts, why you should consider buying a 991. Well, why this 991? This is finished in this extremely desirable GT silver metallic color. The GT silver metallic color sort of shares history with Porsche more than probably any other color, let's just say, in the same bracket as the Guards Red, because this was Porsche racing color in the 50s, in the 60s and so forth. Spec wise, this has got the 20-inch Carrera Classic Edition 2 alloys. Additionally, the other big spec items are the sports exhaust system. It's got the Porsche adaptive dynamic engine mounts. It's got the Chrono Sport Plus package. It's got the sports seats. I mean, you name it, it's got it all, including the fact it's got the Porsche torque vectoring limited slip differential technology. All in all, when you want a car with all the spec cramped into a 911, this has it all. Both the color, the alloys and the mechanical spec upgrades, as well as the aesthetic spec differences which you could actually find on the inside. We'll just let my cameraman come in. So here you find the smooth leather steering wheel, the multifunctional smooth leather steering wheel. You get all the buttons here in the center with the sports exhaust, the spoiler button, the sports button, Sport Plus, the PASM, the PDK gear shifter. The sports seats, the front sports seats are also heated. You've got your dual climate control zone here as well. You've got the Chrono Sport Plus package watch. You've got Bose, everything you really need. And one of the most desirable items for me on a 911 is, especially one that I'm going to be driving quite a bit on trips, etc., is cruise control. And this does have cruise control. As a matter of fact, I just went away on my honeymoon for 2 weeks doing a trip between France, well, from the UK to France, to Spain and Portugal. I did roughly 3,500 miles, and I asked myself, what 991 would I choose out of having the option of approximately, I think, 5 or 6 991s? And I chose this not only because this is in a really nice color, which I think is extremely pleasing to the eye, and I just love it, and it brings in a lot of positive energy. And also the fact that this is the only one that actually has cruise control. So very, very important to me. Cruise control is also something that could be retrofitted, but it's nice to have something that is ready, something that you can drive away. Service history wise, this has got full Porsche service history, except the last service, which was done at a specialist. It then has 12 months of MOT. I think the last service was done in July. And I've done 3,500 miles, which brings the total miles at the minute as it stands to 45,618 miles. The next section of this video would be a test drive. Let's tell you a little bit more about it. Well, now onto the test drive part of it. Firstly, the PDK gearbox is an absolute game changer, especially to the 911s. Because from this generation onwards, they strictly wanted the PDK 7-speed auto transmission in all Porsches, which is why the 991 Series 1 GT3 and GT3 RSs were only available in the PDK transmission. So hopefully that should answer why you should stick to getting a PDK transmission. Now the second thing is, these are the last of the naturally aspirated Porsche 911s, because the series after that, which is the 991.2, are twin turbocharged, and unfortunately what you don't get is this. And this is what makes the 991 generation thrilling. They are a bucket load of fun when you compare it to the Generation 2 991s, which were available from 2015 to approximately 2019. Now performance, what can you expect performance-wise in these? They, out of the 3.8 litre naturally aspirated Boxer 6 engine, produced 395 bhp. I mean, really, you should be reading it out as 400 brake horsepower. 440 newton meters of torque, and the 0 to 60 is doable in a very quick time of 4.5 seconds. What can you expect economy-wise? Combined MPG, you'd be looking at about 30 to 35 miles per gallon, and if you're strictly going to be driving it on the motorway and cruising between 60 to 70 miles per hour, you could be doing approximately 42 to 45 miles per gallon, which is incredible, you know, for a 3.8 litre. Let's hear it sound. Which is absolutely incredible for a 3.8 litre engine car. I mean, to do this kind of economy and this kind of figures, you know, credit to Porsche, you know, how they're able to do it. We know how, but, you know, still, when you compare it to the likes of the Aston Martins or to some of the other bigger engine cars, i.e. take a Range Rover Sport as an example. I mean, one struggles to just get it over 30 miles per gallon. What else is incredible about the 991s is these are lighter in weight in comparison to the previous generation, the 997.2, because they use better metal composites, and which has greater strength, and aluminium is used more commonly, whereas the 997.2s were slightly on the heavier side. Now, in terms of the rest of the spec, obviously this has got the extended leather interior, Alcantara roof lining. You've got the auto headlights, which is the xenon, makes it fantastic to see during the night. Owners wise, this is one owner from new, so combined with the fact that this is so well spec'd and such low owners, incredibly good service history, I think all in all this is a fantastic package in terms of treating yourself to a Porsche 911 within a price budget of between 50 to 60,000 pounds. So all in all, this is all I've had to say in terms of buying a 991. You know, handling speaks for itself. The fact the engine is behind the rear axle, you know, there's so many other characteristics. There's so many other ways we could approach this topic to discuss and to talk about 911s, and every single generation is special and has its own characteristics. But you end up being part of this amazing family. Amazing family is called Porsche. So thank you for tuning in, and hopefully you can become part of our family in terms of Invictus Motors, Invictus Porsche, and if you're looking for a 991, at the minute we've got another 3 991 Series 1s available, and I think this is definitely by far probably one of my favorites. But the other two or the other three has their own special qualities. They're different for its own reasons. So thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching the video. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like. Gives us a thumbs up. Whatever money we make out of YouTube gets all donated to charity. So gets all donated to charity. So the link is in the advert below. If you'd like to donate to them, feel free. Go ahead. Thank you.